Rockford Regents softball players win some weekly conference honors. Bella Lima earns Pitcher of the Week. She went 3-0 in the circle with 16 strikeouts and a save. Her teammate Jocelyn Callahan is the Position Player of the Week with 11 hits, 11 runs scored, and 5 for 5 in stolen bases. Rockford University's upcoming doubleheader at Beloit College is moved from Thursday to 3 p.m. Friday.